Just when we think we're out, it pulls us back in. Hey there everyone, this is your weekly precious metals price update and analysis brought to you by Ainslie Bullion and the Gold and Silver Standard. My name's Joe, this is the silver price. We'll do silver first, then do gold, then do platinum. Click the time codes below to go to your favorite metal straight away. What do I mean? Godfather 3, just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. We're talking about silver here. Let's start with that one. Silver was looking okay. It was looking all right for a little bit. Let's show you right here last week's analysis. $23.50 roughly. We said that we did need to hold above this long-term symmetrical triangle pattern, or this downed trend line of the symmetrical triangle pattern. But lo and behold, in the last few days, or in the last week, we are back down underneath it at the moment. Not looking good at the moment on this daily candle. So this is the daily time frame. We're using the tradingview.com website. Of course, it's priced in US dollars right now. $22.80. So on the daily time frame, not looking great. Probably heading down towards this purple triangle area. Again, that's somewhere between 22.50 and 22 US dollars. My bet would be probably a bounce closer to around about that 22.50 mark in my humble opinion. But if we do break down underneath this level right here, then consider the 22 a possible area of support. If that's not support and we're just no go, then just understand that we're back in this long-term symmetrical triangle pattern, and then you'd be looking at, could be, as low as this trend line right here. Depends on when it hits. Also have this level right here of a previous support level and a bit of resistance as well. You can see it was support there, bit of resistance in places at around about $21.35 US cents. So could see a little bounce there as well, but the main thing I'm looking at, preferably a bounce off 22.50 and back out. So that would be failed move, fast move, failed move, fast move, failed move to hold for any significant period of time, fast move back down, failed move to break out of this downtrend line, fast move back down. So really want to see 22.50 hold and then back out again, and hopefully we're onwards and upwards. What I would draw your attention to is the relative strength index on the daily time frame. We'll take a look at the weekly as well, but we are trending down. So we broke down through this support level that I've had around about that 42. If you can see that horizontal blue line broke down, and if you get close enough, you'll see that we came back to meet it at resistance, and we are trending down as well. So a few more days, maybe one, maybe two, possibly longer, of red days for silver in US dollars. Is definitely, not out of the realm of possibility, given you my support levels, the hurdles that we need to stay above, if that makes sense, or the support levels, I should say. So let's take a look at it on the weekly time frame to see where we are on a larger scale. Obviously, we've opened the week so far red, so definitely, again, want to hold that preferably. If we come down to that 22 area and we bounce from there, that's totally okay. As I said, under the 22, and we're thinking, not looking fantastic. So on the weekly time frame though, what you'll notice is we have had, see this downtrend line right here, came up to butt against it. We are trending down, but we have yet to break through, and hopefully it holds us support. Again, on the weekly time frame, it's the same as the daily, that 42 level breaking down there on the weekly time frame. That ain't looking good in my humble opinion. Of course, anything I say here is my own personal opinion, not financial advice, and not necessarily the opinion of Ainslie, the company itself, of course. But breaking down through there, then you're probably looking like you're heading down to, at least I would say, and I'll pop it in right now, on the weekly time frame, on the relative strength index, you're looking at around about this area here. Can you see that? It's around about that 34 level. So I'd say breaking through or closing below, and then you'd be heading down in the next few weeks after that. But let's just see where the wind takes us, see where the price goes in the next couple of days. Really want to see that 22 preferably hold, if not line in the sand, 22.50, if not line in the sand, 22. You can see the obvious resistance levels, and we've spoken about them before. You can pause this video if you like And you can see the rectangular box areas, area ranges of resistance and support, and this downtrend line right there, got to break above that. Of course, we've been talking about the big $26 level. That's not happening too soon now. It could be at least a number of weeks away, seeing as though we are trending down a little bit, but hopefully we see a quick reversal at 22.50. That would be the best news for everyone involved, unless you are really hoping we tank because you're trying to buy more, because you're dollar cost averaging in and you haven't spent all your powder yet. And you know what? For those people, I kind of hope you get that chance. But just in case, dollar cost averaging, always the best way to do it. No matter where the price goes, you buy regularly. That's what dollar cost averaging means. Buying regularly every couple of weeks with your paycheck, once a month. You pick a time frame for you and do it consistently is probably the better way to go, rather than trying to time the tops and time the bottoms. So that is silver. Let's take a look at gold. Look, similar situation. This is gold on the weekly time frame again, 1,909 US dollars. Last week we were at around about 1925. Yep, right there, 1,925. Similar situation. Quickly look at the daily and then we'll come back to the weekly. So this area of interest right here, it's all sort of a big confluence of pricing right here. So that 1900 to 1880 roughly. So it looks like we're going to come down and at least test the $1,900 level. Preferably we stay above this downtrend line right here, and I'll just show you that very quickly. That goes through the highs of March of 2022 and this high here of January of this year. But as you can see, it's sort of coinciding with this level of $1,900, but it's around about it's roughly a $5 difference, so $1,895 to $1,900. Just call it that general area. That's the area of support we definitely want to see. Breaking through there, you'd come down to the bottom of this rectangular box right here at around 1880. That's the big, I can't stress big more enough, line in the sand for me personally. Breaking 1880, closing below it on the daily, definitely the weekly, even the daily time frame. And I'd say we're heading down to this next support level. And you can see that pretty clearly. That's at that 1860 level, which for me, I just said that's the really, really big one. That's the interim one. But in long term, you've got to hold 1860. If you don't hold 1860, then I would say absolutely all the way back down to the 1810 into your 1700 levels. If you can see that rectangular box right there. What you'll notice on the, let's see, the daily time frame, I don't think that trend line is probably quite active. I'm going to get rid of that one. Don't know, that might have been drawn in for the monthly quite possibly. But look, you can see on the relative strength index on the daily time frame, definitely heading in the downward direction, and I would say a support level just on the fly right here. Can you see that? You probably can. I would call it, you can see that level right here, and that coincides with this level right here. It's roughly this level too. So if we sort of cheat it and call it around about 35 right there, that would be a support level, hopefully, on the relative strength index on the weekly time frame. Want to see it bounce off there. Let's take a look on the daily time frame. Sorry, let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly, what you can see here is we have not held this level right here of the halfway point. So we did make an attempt to break above it, but what we came up to on the weekly time frame, we butted up against the average, so the flattening out average of this relative strength index on the weekly time frame. So that was an area of resistance. This failed to hold as support. So looking, possibly, a few more red days is quite possible. And of course, we've got that level right there, as I've said, between that, let's call it 1890 to 1900, just to be safe. Really want to see it hold there. If not, those prices that I've mentioned, gotta hold 1860, or else, hello, no man's land right here, and then we're heading down to this area right here. But hopefully we see it spring off and then upwards. And look, most people are bullish on gold and precious metals. Well, if you're buying precious metals, you're bullish on it in the long term. Next resistance levels right here, if we do go onwards and upwards in the next few weeks, 1960. and of course the $2,000 level right there. Let's keep it at that for now. You can pause the video and just check out those other prices. They're resistance points for me personally, again, not financial advice. That is gold. And lastly, let's take a look at platinum. We missed platinum last week because we just focused on gold and silver in both USD and Australian dollars. So if you missed that last week, we talk about gold in Australian dollars because a lot of our subscribers, obviously we're Australian based. We talked about that, and we talked about the fact that the USD floats against the Australian dollar. So you've got to keep that in mind. And no matter where you are in the world, you've got to keep that in mind, what gold and precious metals are doing in your own currency. Very important. We do tend to look at the USD price. You've got to focus on what it's doing in your own currency too, because it floats against the US dollar. But back to that. So we missed platinum. So let's take a look in the where were we last time? Actually, I don't know where we were. So let's see. Well, we had that huge move. I think this is where we were in platinum a couple of weeks ago. We had the move back down. It was like, uh-oh, that's not looking good. 1880 was the support level roughly. A huge shoot right back up. What do you know? Right back up to the resistance point of this uptrend line right here. It was pretty much bang on the money, topping out at, on this particular index, $980 roughly. And last week, just all the way down. Back down to through that $900 support level, and right now we're at 902, so just hanging around that 900 level. So far though, a green week, so that's actually not too bad so far. What are your personal opinions on platinum? Personal opinions on platinum, post a comment below. Do you think this is going to hold? We did a video, and I will link to it. We did it, not a video, it was a link to an Ainslie Daily News article about platinum and how there's a bit more of a bullish case for it in particular. And so I will link to that in the description and as the part of the pinned comment. So a lot of people are bullish on platinum. This could be for them an area of excellent opportunity to continue dollar cost averaging in. But post a comment below. Are you bullish on platinum in the longer to get over? In terms of the price on the weekly time frame, let's look at the daily actually. Daily time frame, you can see we've opened for today red, so far holding above the 900. So I'd want to see that hold $900, and if we're moving it onwards and upwards from here, you can pause this video. These resistance levels remain the same. This little interim one, I think I can get rid of now because that almost touched it. So I'm going to get rid of 915. So now we're in sort of a no man's land area, big area of resistance. We shot through it just in the last couple of weeks, but unfortunately failed move. Oftentimes from a failed move comes a fast move in the opposite direction. Look at this massive gap right here. So the closed for trading, and then it opened way, way lower. So if you're a gap trader, and do your research on that, a lot of people feel that gaps get filled. So that's a possibility. If you're a gap trader, let me know. Post a comment below. Are you a gap trader? Do you believe that this gap will get filled? Definitely. So you'd have the resistance here of 940 and that resistance area of 960. That's the big one for me, 960. Again, we did come above it, but we failed to hold it. We really need to hold 960 for a significant period of time, and then you can confidently say, all right, onwards and upwards from there. So those are the resistance points. Definitely the next one is 940. If we sail through 940, 960 is the next one. I won't do the larger targets for now because looks we'll just see where we go in the next week or so. Of course, you get another analysis next Wednesday, and the support levels, as I said, $900, and moving below there you've got the 850, and we'll keep it at 850 for now. That's the next line of support, or support level I should say. Let's take a look at platinum on the relative strength index on the daily time frame. Interestingly, what you'll notice, I had this drawn in right here on the relative strength index at around about 37 right there. It has acted as support so far, so that's a positive on the daily time frame. So could this be an opportunity to load up a little bit more? And we're still trending above this support level. It's the same support level of that 37, but on the weekly time frame as well. So I would say I'm going to stay 50-50 intermediate. Neither bullish nor bearish in the next week. So I'll say 50-50 on the fence for platinum. Love to know your comments, your opinions. So please post a comment below. Where do you think the price of platinum is going? Are you bullish on it, etc.? And as I always say, pretty much every week, if there are specific types of technical analysis tools that you like to use that you find really work for you, let me know what they are. And you never know, I'll take a look at those, and I might start or might do them as a guest spot in a particular analysis video coming up in the next few weeks. So I use just trend lines, support and resistance lines, and some relative strength index. That's pretty much it. Sometimes I add a little bit of Fibonacci, but we can do that for the sort of the more macro, longer term signs. So post a comment below. What's your favorite technical analysis other than the ones that I do? I may use your one. That is it for your weekly price analysis and update from Ainslie Bullion and the Gold Silver Standard. Please subscribe to the channel. youtube.com/Ainslie Bullion, our multi week, or I should say a few times a week, insights videos, of course our weekly spotlights, and don't forget the special of the week coming tomorrow on Thursday. What will it be this week? You'll just have to wait to find out, and lots of other stuff on the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Balance your wealth in an unbalanced world. Take care. See you next time.